Okay, so continuing our discussion on lesson 3.2, which is on integers in order of operations. This time, let's proceed with multiplication and division of integers. I am combining this because they follow exactly the same rule. If you are multiplying the same signs, okay, if you are multiplying or dividing the same signs, the answer will always be, oops, sorry, I don't know what happened there, positive, okay? If you are multiplying or dividing the same sign, the answer will always be positive. If they are different signs, okay, the answer will always be negative, okay? So let me give you some examples. So let's say I have negative 3 times positive 2. So as you can see, they are different signs. So I know that the answer will be negative. 3 times 2 is going to be negative 6. If I have 20 divided by positive 20 divided by positive 5, so both of them are positive. They are both same signs. So I know that the answer would be positive. 20 divided by 5, that's going to be 4. Okay? So let's have some examples here. But this time, as you can see, we have the exponential notation included in here. Okay? So when we talk about exponentials, exponents, we simply multiply the number to itself, that exponent number of times. Okay? So let's take a look at letter A. We have negative 6 enclosed in parentheses to the second power. So if we're going to write down letter A, this is actually negative 6 times negative 6. And based on our rule with multiplication of integers, negative times negative is going to be a positive number, and 6 times 6 is going to be 36. Now, how does this differ from letter B? Okay, as you can see, the main difference here is that letter B doesn't have parentheses. So that means that the exponent 2 only applies to the number 6, okay? It does not apply to the negative itself. Here, the exponent 2 applies to the whole integer, to the negative 6. That is why we write this as negative 6 times negative 6. Letter B is actually negative times 6 times 6, okay? So negative 6 squared is like this. And if you would remember from PEMDAS, okay, your exponent, so PEMDAS, okay, and if you're going to take a look here with our letter B, let's go back here, okay, we do not have a parenthesis. Do we have an exponent? Yes. So we evaluate the exponent first, and our exponent is directly just to 6. So that is why we raise 6 to the second power first, and then we multiply. Miss, what do you mean by multiply? This negative 6 squared over here is actually an invisible 1. That's actually a negative 1 times, okay, 6 times 6, all right? And so here, the answer would be negative 36, okay? Now, let's see letter C. Now, this time, we have the third power, okay? So, this is similar to how it was in letter A. So, it's going to be negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5, okay? Now, miss, we have 3 in here. How do we find the sign? Well, follow the rules. If they are the same sign, okay? Same sign, this will give you positive, okay? Negative times negative, positive. Positive times negative, what will that be now? Negative. So this answer will be a negative. 5 times 5 is 25 times 5. That's going to be 125. All right? And then the last example, we have negative 2 to the fourth power. So if you expand it, you just multiply negative 2 4 times to itself, okay? So negative times negative, positive, okay? Positive times negative, negative. Negative times negative, positive. So this is going to be a positive, and 2 times 2, 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16. So that is how we work with multiplication or division with exponents involved. So be very careful as to where the exponent applies. Is it to the whole integer or to just that particular number? So as we have mentioned a while ago, we have what we call as the order of operations. So PEMDAS, that's our rule. Okay. So in this case, a lot of people always gets confused. Nobody gets confused with this part. Okay. They always know that it's parenthesis first and then the exponential. It's always on these two operations, this actually two groups of operations when the confusion happens. MD does not mean that you have to multiply first. No, it just means that after exponents, multiplication and division gets the next priority, whichever comes first from left to right. Okay? From left to right, whichever you see. So if you have division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction all throughout, whichever comes first between multiplication and division, when you look at it, that's what you do first. Okay? The last priority will always be the addition or the subtraction. Okay? So pretty much it's like that. So let's work on this. Now, I've always mentioned to you, please use your paper and pencil. Write it down so you do not get confused. Nobody is requiring you to do it all in your head. Okay? So work on this. Let's simplify 6 squared minus 24 divided by 2 squared times 3 plus 1. Okay, so first check. Do we have any grouping symbols? None. So P is gone. Now let's check with exponents. Actually, we have two. So it means we're going to do the exponents first. So we have 6 squared. Okay, it's going to be 36. Copy the same thing. Okay, 36 minus 24 divided by, all right, 2 squared. It has an exponent. So we can work it out as 2 squared, which is 4. Okay. And then we have, copy the same thing, times 3 plus 1. Okay. So all exponents gone. Now, we check on multiplication or division, whichever comes first. So if you look left to right, you see that, oh, division is gonna be done first. Okay, this is your multiplication. Because we encountered division first, we are going to work this one out first. Okay, so now we have 36 minus, okay, our division is 24 divided by 4. That is going to be 6. Okay, and then you still have your times 3 plus 1. Do we have all the multiplications and divisions gone? Not yet. We have the multiplication in here, so that is the next step that we need to work on. So this is going to be 36 minus 6 times 3 is going to be 18. All right? And then you still have your plus 1. And now we are done with the last part, which is addition or subtraction, which comes first. Okay? From left to right, you see that it's subtraction that we see first. So we evaluate 36 minus 18, which is 18. And you have your plus 1. And eventually, our answer will be 19. So that is how you work with multiple operations. Follow the PEMDAS. When it comes to multiplication and division, you look from left to right and see which comes first. Okay? If you have addition and subtraction, you're down to those examples. Just look which one comes from left to right. All right. Thank you.